Welcome, welcome. It's Dubya with the ladies. We've got Rosie Deegan and Seabass. Especially after the Port Adelaide game, we're probably still not playing our best, but I think leading into the third and fourth quarter, we were able to execute some more.
I've lived with a lot of teammates. Not the enemy, though.
I like to name my animals after my favourite things.
But what's your rabbit now called?
His name's Big Wee Wee.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
This podcast is brought to you by Woodside Energy, helping young players develop and grow as the official sponsor of the Fremantle Dockers Next Generation Academy. Woodside Energy, supporting local footy. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Dubya. My name is Caitlin Bassett and I'm here, as always, with my good friend Rosie Deegan. Well, it's been another huge round of AFLW. Round 3 results. We saw West Coast Eagles bounce back. They had a win against the Bulldogs on Thursday night to equal the most wins they've ever had in a season. So 2. They're sitting 2-1 at the moment. They had an 11-point victory over the Bulldogs. Ella Roberts, absolutely electric. She was a star standout. Ali Drennan, she was huge as well. We saw a goal on debut from Octavia Di Donato. Rosie, what did you think of the game?
I thought Ella Roberts was insane. I think her goal was insane. I think the way she can just find the ball in the meters that she can gain for her team and she's really accurate by foot. So I think by far she's a stud and a standout for me. And I think Drennan as well is just playing some really good footy for Eagles, and she was a great pickup. So, and then the first gamer. Mate, it's not a bad way to start your career, is it?
It's a night to remember, wouldn't it? In front of her family, she's a Victorian girl. She came in late as a replacement player for Dana Hooker. And so she really only spent a small amount. She didn't get any preseason with the team, but to see her get her debut and come out. And the way that the girls celebrated with her, I think, was just so beautiful. She's definitely had such an impact on that team already. Let's flick over then to Fremantle. They also won. So our 2 WA teams won on the weekend, which was great, against Port Adelaide on Sunday. And today we are lucky enough to have joining us their vice captain, Laura Pugh. Laura Pugh, welcome. Great win on the weekend. Conditions very challenging once again, but you hung in to snatch a come-from-behind win. The team must be pretty happy.
Yeah, definitely. It was, I think the wind is just following us everywhere we go. But yeah, definitely challenging the first couple of quarters, but I think everyone was able to dig pretty deep and get the win. But yeah, credit to Port. They came out to play and they're actually a really good team.
Ash McCarthy, she was late out for you guys. Knee soreness, some bone bruising, but Orla Lally came in and she had an absolutely cracking game. What did you make of that?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry for Ash for missing that game. She's an absolute bull. But yeah, Orla Lally just did incredibly. And I think Amy Mulholland as well also came in and kicked an absolute ripper from the boundary. So yeah, I guess our girls that are sitting on the sidelines or not getting games at the moment are just ready to go, which is amazing.
Because how many did you travel with? Did you bring everyone along with you, or what's the go when you've got such a large squad?
Yeah, so at the moment when we travel, everyone does come with us who's available to play, because then they'll play a scrimmage with other teams that are, say, in Adelaide or they have a scrimmage before our game.
It's a revelation over there.
Yeah. That is so wild. So if they don't play, they stick around and they play like a mixed scratchy kind of.
Yeah, so I think our girls were with, say like Adelaide, Port Adelaide, us, and then, I'm not sure, it might have been the Hawks girls if they'd got there. But yeah, usually it's like the 4 teams, kind of all get together and play, which is great. It's great to have an actual hit out rather than doing just running and things like that.
And we were discussing before the goal, which you talked about, Amy Mulholland's goal. Just bizarre angle, really tough shot.
It defied a lot of things that I thought I knew about physics and like air resistance.
You know a lot about physics?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, pretty well versed myself. I just assume from a specific angle, and I know you're snapping that.
Yes, yeah.
And when I watched the vision of it, that was not anywhere near a snap, nor even a drop.
It was an interesting technique that we all probably need to learn. I think
just snapping out of the game now.
Epps had kicked it over a goal assist, which was great, and then we're like, maybe it'll just keep going back and forth with the wind. But she absolutely nailed it. It was incredible.
It bent in the air.
Yeah, bend it like Beckham, bend it like Mullers.
I love that you call it a goal assist as well, because in netball, same thing. If you shoot an air ball and the other shooter catches it, we're like, that was a goal assist. I meant to do that. Is it the same in basketball? Like if you completely miss everything?
I try to claim that, but they do count as a shot attempt.
You wouldn't shoot any air balls though.
Nah, but I always hit the rim. or the backboard. It's one or the other.
But
Never.
it's nice to know it's the same in AFLW as well, that if you go for a set shot and you miss everything completely but someone marks it, it's like, well done, I meant to do
in
that.
netball.
So it went well.
Yeah.
You're missing everything. That happens.
Sometimes, yes, gosh, yeah. Sometimes, especially if you're close under the post, it's really hard to judge. Like, do I bend my knees too much? And it's like really embarrassing. You do a giant air ball and the other person ends up with it on the other side. It's quite embarrassing. But sometimes, you can pass it off as that was a pass.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Look, we got some interesting footage of you before the game. We'd love to chat through with you. A lot of people have a pre-game routine. I used to like to have a nap and get a coffee. Rosie, what's your pre-game routine looking like?
I'm pretty
the full
mindful,
video?
so I just meditate.
I think this is pretty mindful.
This is your pre-game routine. Talk us through this.
Welcome. We are in the city of churches. It is game day with the Ladies. We are taking on Port Adelaide at Alberton Oval at 2:35 AWSD Standard Time, if we've got our maths correct. It is a big day for Gabba. She's debuting. We cannot wait to see her. Let's go, Ladies.
I think it actually is pretty calming for us. It just takes our mind off the game for a little bit. The song's pretty iconic, and it's always good. We do the shout-outs for like the debutantes or if anyone has a milestone.
Let me hear you, Adelaide.
And just getting our crowd pumped up, which in Adelaide was
crowd.
minimal.
How long have you been doing this? How did it first get started?
So we started this when we were in the hub in Melbourne, so we were there for 3 weeks, and I think... So there was rules like you could only have one person like visit your room. So me and Driscoll were paired up, which was great. So we did lots of probably funny things. And then this just came about, I guess, to let our family and friends know back home when we were playing and things like that. Because I guess it was quite isolating. And then we'd go to the games and there wouldn't be any crowds and things like that. So no, it just kind of blossomed from there. And yeah, I don't know if we should stop, but it just keeps going.
I think it's fantastic. But
I
I
was
think
clicking through your Instagram from 2022. ladies. I was like, she's committed.
well, because you actually had to physically buy the karaoke machine. Like this was a planned out thing, wasn't it? It wasn't just, oh, well, we happen to have this, let's do this.
Yeah, definitely. And I think if you look through like the clips that we've done, we probably have a different karaoke machine like every week because they just break but I think it's
I
the
broke
my
mine on
luggage
the
gets-
weekend.
Oh,
The microphone gone.
Yeah.
Dog took out the microphone. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
They're not built
they
to
didn't.
last.
No, and but thank you. Yeah, Kmart are pretty good. That you don't need a receipt. I've taken about 10 back, and they just keep giving me new ones. So
Well-
hopefully they don't have my name down though. They used to take
You
your
know,
name
you're-
down,
you're
and I was
red
like,
listed, yeah.
getting a bit stressed.
Do you have to go to a different Kmart each time? Are you like moving around?
I just
Perth?
go to my local.
Just go. They know you by name. Do they know that you're Laura Pugh, vice captain of the Fremantle Dockers?
No way.
Shout out to Kmart if you're watching.
Yeah, thank you, Kmart.
Great return policy.
And also, a lot of, like, growing up, I lived with a lot of teammates because I think when you're an athlete, sometimes you don't have a lot of money, so it's easier to share houses and rent with other people. And Rosie, you've lived with teammates before, haven't you?
I've lived with a lot of teammates. Not the enemy, though,
Yes.
which you
yes.
now live.
Yes. So,
Please elaborate on that living
So
situation.
our great friend Matilda Sargent, great friend, she's amazing. So we live up in the northern suburbs, our favourite place in the world. But yeah, she is incredible. I think she has brought a lot to the house, and we have become parents with our 8 chickens. Oh, it's down to 6 actually. Sorry.
Oh no.
Passed away?
Oh no, we had to drop the two off at the 2 male roosters off at the farm. The farm.
They've gone to live on the farm.
Yeah, that's a bit suspicious, isn't it?
That old joke. But no, I think, living with the enemy, it's actually totally fine. We're very, I guess, mature about it. Anything. The only issue is probably when we do like a joint wash and I have to hang out the West Coast stuff on the line. Sometimes I just throw it over the neighbours. So she's missing a few clothes, but
Stomp
not
it into
really.
the dirt. Well, because she's a former teammate of yours, isn't she? So that's how you guys know each other. And I guess, when did she start playing for Eagles? Just this season?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you were living together before this happened. Did you have the discussion of how that might affect your home relationship if she played for the
An
arch
important
rival?
adult discussion.
No, not at all. Because I was like, if she gets a gig, like that's going to be so incredible. And then she was drafted December last year, and we're all down in Esperance together, and it was like one of the best days ever. Just that she can have get that other opportunity.
Have you seen the clip of that, Seabass?
No, I haven't.
It's like them in the car, like listening to the draft, like on like the rate. Oh, like you had like a phone or something. It's like everyone's reactions. It's like Jazzy Stewart. Oh, is it Driscoll there as well?
was there, yeah. And our other friend, Lucy. But we were like driving in Esperance trying to get reception. And then we got it, and then it came up, and it was just everyone was just ecstatic. It was amazing.
So do her like West Coast teammates come over because like obviously like you hang out with each other? Is it kind of weird you walk into the house and there's like Swanee and some of those girls there, and you're like,
they're not allowed.
Oh, they're not allowed.
No,
Get a little spy thing when they're just debriefing the
cameras
game.
and like speakers everywhere trying to get
That's
that.
like you rustle in a team bag trying to find some notes and like that.
Oh, maybe she's doing that to me. I actually don't know.
But you would not, like, I know she's injured at the moment, but you would definitely not spend any time together during the season because you would be coming and going. Like, it's not like you're playing home games at the same time every week and things like that.
Yeah, I think, especially the last few weeks, we've, hardly seen each other. But, caught up with her yesterday, which was really amazing because she had surgery on her foot during the week. And she's been staying at her sister's just for, I guess, I wasn't going to help her with her showering, so her sister's taken that role, which is really nice. But it's lots of fun.
Some people have cats, some people have dogs. I've, got a rabbit, but you've gone one further. Tell us about the chickens. You mentioned them before. Why a chicken? I guess they're a little bit, especially if you live in suburbia, they're a little bit of a strange pet to have.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit stressed about that because the roosters have been crowing a little bit. But I'm taking 2 more today to the farm, so we'll be down to 4. But it's really hard to choose.
So you had 8, and then you culled. Sorry, culled is
Oh,
probably not the right 2 words.
Whoa.
And then you rehomed 2, and
Yes.
now
That's
there's
beautiful,
another
rehomed.
rehome. Now there's another 2 that are getting rehomed. How do
Yes.
you know when you get them whether they're a rooster or a chicken, like whether they're a boy or a girl?
This is the challenge that, I guess I'm not a chicken expert at all. Rosie tried to come over and help. No, it didn't really help at all either. But
I was trying to identify, characteristics that I would deem male or female. Very tough on a chicken.
very challenging.
Very
but
challenging.
we have, I've been watching through the window. There's 2 that I know now. So
And how do you know? Just because do they crow?
Yeah, they've been crowing.
Okay, they've been
Yeah,
crowing.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
But what if it's just a female one just hopping on the train?
what if she's just crowing?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a bad day, I guess.
And what are
Getting rehomed,
What are their
obviously.
names? Have you named them after your favourite thing? I like to name my animals after my favourite thing. So I have Lulu because Lululemon.
beautiful.
I've got Chino because I love coffee. He's Puppuccino.
Yes. Yeah.
I had lemon curd and cupcake were my 2 rabbits.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah. So do you
But
name
what's
them?
your rabbit now called?
His name's Big Wee Wee.
Yeah, that doesn't doesn't make sense.
That's another story.
incriminating.
'Cause you love that.
You've
Yeah.
incriminated yourself.
Nothing more satisfying than a big wee at the end of the day. Anyway, no. What are your chickens named?
Handball that one. So we hadn't named them because of, I guess, identifying which ones we were going to keep. But we really like, I think Tildy's named one of them Iggle Piggle, don't know why, but we'll keep that there. And then we'll call one Biscus because when you say hi to it, it'll be like, hi, Biscus, and we love those flowers. Like we have them in the garden.
That's very cute. Hi,
And
Biscus.
hi, Biscus. Yeah, we think that's really cute. And then the third one, not sure, we have, a big list. So we'll just
It's like
have to-
baby names. It's like harder than baby names.
Yeah. But no, we'll see probably after today.
And are
We'll
they going to
name them.
are they going to help your household in some way? Like, are they going to lay eggs that you can eat and things like that? Or why did you get them? Like, why
Yeah.
chickens?
I think, I love eggs, so I think that was the main thing. But now they've become, part of
part of
the
the
family.
family.
Yeah, and they're just,
My chickens sleep on my mum and dad's bed sometimes.
Okay, that's just weird.
I'm not even joking. But it's not my mum and dad's choice. It's they'll come home and the chickens somehow got in the house.
wow.
Yeah, no, it's a serious epidemic that's going on in the Deegan household.
They've taken over your room
They
as
have,
well.
they have, and they'll unfortunately leave their was it?
Yeah.
Excrement?
Yeah, that's the word.
You just say they
Places.
poo.
Yeah, I could. But I want to sound fancy.
Scientific. You've gone through your physics. You want to do your bio.
Everyone just thinks I'm an athlete.
My impressive vocabulary coming out now, Rosie Deegan. Well done. Congratulations. If you think that the Fremantle Dockers Next Generation Academy is only about footy, think again. It's also about giving young people the opportunity to realise there is the possibility to be great on and off the field. It's about helping young players develop and grow, and as the official NGA partner, Woodside is supporting this dream from grassroots to greatness. Growing Freo's pool of talent to feed the AFLW and AFL, and always cheering our next generation on. Woodside Energy, supporting local footy. Now, I was lucky enough to come down and do some ruck craft with you guys in pre-season, and Rosie's laughing because she's seen my efforts and it was absolutely terrible. But as someone who joined in the session, can you give me some feedback? Because I think the most important thing about being an athlete is getting feedback and taking it on board. The next time I do get the opportunity to get out there on the field, what do I need to be doing better?
I think you shouldn't underestimate yourself. You were really strong. I think you definitely had one over me, which is
Just the hype factor.
Also my first day. Nah. So thanks for making me feel terrible. But no, you're incredibly strong. I would just probably your hand to foot skills probably just need a little bit of work. But you can learn that. That's easy.
It's a long way from when I drop the ball to when it actually hits my
But
foot.
it's true. You
Gravity
do-
takes over.
Yeah, it does.
Another physics phenomenon I'd love to get into. No, but if you think about it, your arms are very long.
This is true.
So is the ratio actually that different to purely dropping
But
the ball?
also,
Might be the same.
No one actually
That's what I'm
told me how to do it. Like, if I was doing a goal shooting
it's our
session
fault.
with you, I would be like, okay, so here's how you hold the ball, and you're
It's
going to put it
just
above your
assumed at this
head.
point.
And it's like, okay, Caitlin, kick a goal. And I was like, but physically, how do I do that? Like, I watch
Have you never
guys.
kicked a footy?
Not really. Growing up, I played netball, I did horse riding. They were my two jams. So
You were on a horse?
Oh, yeah, I did pony club. That's why I have the scar on my shoulders from a horse riding accident when I was young. But
Might need to delve into that. a
No
little
one
bit later.
actually physically told me. And so, like, for you growing up, did you play footy? Like, who taught you how to play?
Very interesting. I played basketball like Rosie, and then I guess when I was in played football at school and things like that. So I guess I learnt there. Can't specifically remember, but then would have learnt it playing footy at West Perth and Claremont and things like that. But we should have definitely given you a bit of a rundown, not thrown you in the deep end.
Yeah,
So
it was just assumed.
That's a
Just
good
for-
RFI
you guys,
for us, though.
Yeah,
It's fine.
you
It's
guys
fine.
just did her in for the media clip. And it's just disgusting to see.
Your position on the field, because you do a bit of everything. Utility, is that the correct word to describe you? Because in the first game, you were playing up forward. Last game against Port, you played down back. You were on Julia Teakle for a little bit, weren't you?
Yes.
I've seen you roll through the ruck as well. Like, how do you prepare for a game, or how do you train during the week knowing you could be thrown absolutely anywhere?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different this season because, I predominantly would play back. So it has been a little bit challenging, I guess, changing roles because, it is quite different. The ruck thing, I think, was just because someone had got injured, so I was, thrown in there, which I don't know if that'll happen again. But it's actually really good to have learnt, I guess, even how much the mids and, Mim and T and that are doing in there is just, incredible, and Ari, of course. But, preparing for a game, I think, I'd probably just need to train a little bit more in the specific line that I'm in, like in the backs and things like that. But it's usually pretty much the same. Nothing too.
So you go, okay, so we're playing Port this week. Huey, we're going to chuck you down the back end. So today you're going to work with the defenders during the week and things like that. And that's how you focus and you
Do
go
you
into
find
all those
out
line meetings.
that early? Is it
Yeah.
that early of a decision?
They try to tell us probably as early as possible, I guess, depending on matchups and things like that. And also, depending on our list and who's up and ready to go. It's probably just been a little bit different this year. And it's probably something I need to work on in my prep as well. Just knowing, what I need to do leading into the different roles. So, it's good. It's been refreshing. We'll see what's next.
Well,
So exciting.
We talk about what's next. Let's talk about managing players. So you guys coming up have 3 games in 9 days. You've got a Friday, a Tuesday, and then a Sunday game. So fitting 11 games into 10 weeks, obviously there's going to be a little bit of overloading at times. How do you feel, or from your perspective, how does managing players across that work? Because there's only 11 games, so that's not many games, and to sit on the sideline and miss out, that's not fun. You've got to field a competitive team as well because you want to be winning every single game. But then also, you don't want to be cooked. Like, if you're overloading your best players, you're not going to be ready to go, or you're not going to have a full team come finals. How do you find it?
Yeah, I think especially this year, every team is gonna have to work out how best they can put up the team for the 3 games in 9 days, is it? Yeah, wow. Well, that's going to be exciting. But no, and I think we just trust in our strength and conditioning coaches and I guess the heads coaches and who they're going to pick. And I guess where we're travelling, we check in a lot about how we are travelling physically. So I think that'll just kind of show, I guess who will get picked and things like that. But to be honest, I haven't really thought about it. So we will, see when that comes. But I think it will be, pretty challenging.
Because I think what a lot of people don't understand is travel as well does take it out of you. And you think going to Melbourne for the weekend, yay, go with your friends, have a great time. But if you're doing that every fortnight, or, you're going to Brisbane, you're going to all these other places, it does take a toll on its body, doesn't it? That recovery part all of a sudden becomes more important than ever.
Yeah, definitely. I think when we came back from Essendon, or from playing in Melbourne, and we did get home at 1, 2 a.m, everyone was pretty I guess you're just more fatigued leading into that week. So, recovery is absolutely paramount. But, you literally can't avoid the travel. And it's not just the flight. It's like you catch the bus from the Oval and then you catch another bus to your car and then you drive home and then you, need to wind down and everything. So, I love living in Perth and everything, but we're pretty isolated over here. I think we're pretty lucky. We've gone to Adelaide and Melbourne the past two. And then we get to go for a week in Melbourne, so hopefully we can settle in over there.
So you got Melbourne at home this week. You've got a couple of tough games heading in. You got Melbourne and St Kilda. Tell us how you're prepping for that. And you've got 2 wins now, 2-1, which is exciting. Does that give you a lot of confidence?
Yeah, I think, especially after Port Adelaide game, we're probably still not playing our best, but I think leading into the third and fourth quarter, we were able to execute some more. So we're looking forward to being able to execute over 4 quarters against Melbourne, who are a really good team, and I think we always match up pretty well against them. And to be honest, they're a bit of a different team this year, with player movements and things like that. It's also Driscoll's 50th game, which will be really exciting. So big congrats to her. And I think it'll be so good just to have, all her family and friends down and everyone to celebrate that. So, that'll be a really good game.
So you better get the win for her.
Definitely.
Otherwise, she'll be pretty upset.
Definitely. At home midday on Saturday. So that's incredible down in Freo. And then, we head away to Melbourne versus Saints on the Friday, who are in, red hot form, to be honest. So that'll be really good. And we haven't versed them in the last year or so. That'll be exciting, but definitely take one game at a time, as they always say.
How did you prepare for Port? Because you've never played against them before. In AFLW history, you'd never played against Port, had you?
No.
So how do you prepare for a team that you've never played against before?
It was interesting as well. I was like, we should have versed them straight off because there is a few, ex-Fremantle players over there, so they can build a bit of rivalry. But preparing for them, all our coaches do all the insight into them and provide us all the information. But, they're a really strong team. Their forwards are, they have Gemma, Saint and Teakle. And then, their smalls and their midfield is really strong. So, but I think, we're given all the, the right information of how to beat them and just probably, need to kind of execute that in the first couple of quarters as well. Yeah,
pressure to kick a goal in the first quarter. Is that sky high at the moment? Because it didn't happen against Essendon. Obviously, no goals were scored in the second game and then just another slow start. But you guys have confidence. You know how to finish a game strongly. Great. Tick that box. Mm-hmm. But where do you need to change things to get these starts on the go?
Yeah, I think often we're kicking against the wind in, say, the first quarters. And we know
it's really just the coin toss is where you're going wrong.
So who's flipping the coin? No, kidding. But we know it's going to be, hard fought in the first quarter, and we're up for that. If we go in 0-0 or if they're up by a little bit, we're totally confident that we'll be able to run it out and get above them. But it is, of course, you want to still be, we don't want to get jumped and then not be able to get back as well against, more efficient teams.
Rotating captaincy, does that mean you're captain again this week coming up?
Yes, so we'll be leading the group out this week.
Wow. Excellent. You kicked a goal the last time you were the captain. Are we going to see another goal for you, perhaps?
We'll see where I'm playing. I'm not too sure, But it's always exciting to kick goals. But depending on where the team needs me, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
You talk about, we talk about the coin toss and it's really weird, but I always assumed, because in netball, you win the toss, you get first centre pass. Great. If you don't win the toss, you choose which end you want to shoot at. And for netball, it's hard because different umpires, you don't know what the scoring end is to start the game. So you kind of either just go, hey, we want to finish shooting down our end, or we want to start shooting down our end because that's the post that we warmed up on. For football, it feels very different because as a footballer, I would want to kick into the breeze first, knowing that you have the kicking with the breeze for the last quarter. Is that what you guys think about? Or do you think about piling on as much score as quickly as you can in that first quarter, kicking with the breeze?
Yeah, I think personally I would go probably... Am I giving away secrets?
No.
But I think because it's going to be pretty even in the first quarter anyway, so if you can just lock it down even if you're against the win. But, that's interesting in netball that there is an advantage.
I didn't think... isn't it the same...
Isn't there? Is there win?
There's no. Yeah, exactly the same. Everything's the same. I guess the fact that you warm up on your own, when you warm up, you obviously have your bench end, so you warm up like basketball. You warm up on your own post. So sometimes you just that comfort of knowing that that's the post you warmed up on. They're exactly the same. I 100% get that.
Is your bench there?
Yes, so your bench is on that side.
So you want to shoot
shoot
Because
with your
your bench is like,
yeah,
woo.
but then also, do you want to finish with your bench end with you?
Yeah,
Because if
yeah.
you're an attacker, you don't want the opposition's bench end like jeering you or like getting up the defenders in that
Yeah.
last quarter. So like,
We go, I think, oh my gosh. We shoot at one end of warm up and then we'll start at that end. So we'll score on that end.
Yeah.
But we don't get to choose naturally. So it's like where you warm up is where you'll shoot first and then it'll be.
oh, because you don't do a toss because it's just the toss up.
Yeah,
isn't
the
it?
toss up in
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah, right.
Because
Okay.
you just
Whereas
jump.
you physically do a coin toss and then choose which side
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to go.
That's interesting.
No, it is. And then, you actually start with possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want first.
But
and a
you
pass,
also,
don't you?
definitely.
footy's
Definitely.
more like basketball,
Yeah.
but then they choose the end instead of just being given the one you warm up on.
Yeah, yeah.
But I
I guess you
think-
don't have wind.
Exactly. And conditions play such a big part, as we saw on the weekend. Conditions play such a big part. Like when you kicked that goal in the third term when you guys were kicking into the breeze, I was like, yep, they've got it. Like if you
Yeah,
can score
definitely.
on the hard scoring end and know that you've got the good end coming home, like how much confidence does that give you?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I think the wind at the moment, just I don't know if it's just the season, especially the ovals we play at, like it plays a major role. But yeah, we're used to it, to be honest, down at Coburn and Freo. We're training against it all the time.
Well, Pewee, we have seen the video. We love your pre-game hype and you brought in your karaoke machine. So we're hoping you can give us a signature game day Dubya pump up. Take it away, Pewee.
Welcome. It's Dubya with the ladies. We've got Rosie Deegan and Seabass taking on the world to deliver the news in AFLW. We've run out of battery! Oh, no.
I just want to do ad libs. That's all.
I think the best thing is that it did run out of battery. Like that's iconic.
Dude, I told you it was gonna. I've heard this
Well, like,
beeping a
what's that
million
noise?
times.
What's that noise?
Well, there's a
one's home.
party going on in here. Laura Pugh, you brought the party to us. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good luck this week. We'd like a win for Driscoll's 50th, please, and a goal from yourself in particular against Melbourne.
Amazing. Thanks for having me. And yes, come down to Driscoll's Disco on Saturday.
Yay.
Well, we've got a huge round 4 coming at us. It's Tuesday, and so right now, West Coast are going to be playing Collingwood, hopefully notching up back-to-back wins for the first time ever in their history. The Dockers are taking on Melbourne at home on Saturday, Emma O'Driscoll's 50th game, so they'll be keen to get up for her on that one. But that is a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us this week. Remember, you can listen to us and watch this podcast on YouTube Music. Don't forget to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a rating. Rosie would love to be rated. She wants to know how
Please.
she's going. Give us some feedback.
I'm new to this.
Tell your mates. We'd love to hear from you. Send us an email at w@wanews.com.au and we will catch you next week to discuss all the big news from round 4. This podcast is brought to you by Woodside Energy, helping young players develop and grow as the official sponsor of the Fremantle Dockers Next Generation Academy. Woodside Energy, supporting local footy.